All right. First and foremost, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Christ Yahweh Shai. It's your brother, Chief Priest Al-Azhar Ben Loye, aka the Guerrilla Hebrew. Come back at y'all live with another tape session. It should be the finale of the tape session for this particular debate, which is a debate between myself and the mistaken brother Battle Truth. Took place on a Sinetta Studios a couple weeks ago. We've been going through it piece by piece through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Again, hoping to finish that out tonight if it be the Most High's will. You know, still about not much left on the debate. Still in the neighborhood of 50 minutes, but I want to say maybe some of it maybe kind of after we had debated, so I guess we'll kind of play it by ear, but still a substantial portion. We are in a rebuttal round right now. We ended off on I think my rebuttal round, so we're going to start on his rebuttal round, and then it'll go into the cross-examination round, I believe, where we kind of interact. So things should get interesting. Again, this topic that we're debating in this instance is salvation for everyone or just the Israelites. He has managed to cut himself yet again in this instance, and not actually provide any evidence to substantiate his belief system in this round of the debate, man. So you know how it go, man. These people, they don't, and what it boils down to is they do not know the Bible. They are ignorant of the Bible. They are ignorant of the word of the Most High. And being raised in Christianity, Battle Truth had the nerve, for those of y'all that missed it last night, had the unmitigated gall to come in here last night, as feminine as ever, in the chat board, man. And he got told about himself, and he powered down after that. I don't know where he's been. Maybe he did a live, I don't know. But the man is out of his damn mind. We're just going to call it like that. We can see it at this debate. We can see it on his channel. We can see it in his interactions in our live chat. The man is out of his rabbit mind. All right, but shalom, everybody. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Baraka Thumb. Big up, everybody. Make sure y'all like, sub, share, and super chat. Get all praise, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. So everybody in here. Soldier Sha'ar, Soldier Akkad, Soldier Zayaza, Soldier Rob Maya. I see y'all, and everyone else too. Yeah. So yeah, without any further ado, we're gonna get started. That's a good point, T. Judah.
All right. I think that. All right, let's go. Battle Truth.
Okay. He said that in John chapter 3, verse 16, when it says, "For God so loved the world," that word was not Greek for cosmos. Here it is. I got the concordance right.
That's a lie. I didn't say it wasn't Greek for cosmos. The Greek word. Let's just show them. Let's just show them. Let's show them. He said that cosmos is the Greek word for mankind. What the nigga said? And I quoted all the Greek words for mankind. Anthropinos, arsenquates, physis. These are the three Greek words for mankind. And I pointed out how none of them are in any way related to the word cosmos. None of them share a similar suffix or prefix to cosmos. So there is no etymological relation in the language. They do not relate. They do not compute. They don't go together. It's an assertion, and a bad one at that. That's what I said. So I never said the word in John 3:16 wasn't cosmos. That is literally the first thing you learn as a Hebrew Israelite. Right or wrong side? One of the first 5 lessons that you're going to learn when you understand and come into the knowledge that you're a Hebrew Israelite is that the Greek word for the word world in John 3:16 is cosmos, and it does not mean the whole earth. It means an aggregate or apt harmonious arrangement or government. What is that government or apt harmonious arrangement or order or aggregate? It is the unification of all 12 tribes of Israel. This is clear contextually. This is clear prophetically. It's clear with precept. Period. But these are the 3 words for mankind, chiefly being what? Anthropinos, which is where you get anthropology from, which is the study of mankind. That's what. Am I making this up? I mean, I took anthropology in school.
We don't know what we're talking about. We're some crazy black people on the street, black and Hispanic people on the street corner that spew hatred and twist the Bible.
The study of human societies and cultures and their development, A.E. mankind. Right? This is crazy, man. You know, we didn't study anthropology at a collegiate level or anything aside. We're out of our minds. You know, we're just, again, making stuff up.
We're not linguists up here.
We're not linguists. We are linguists. All right? New Latin anthropology. Yeah. See, look. From the Greek word anthropos. This is the same thing, but it's anthropinos, right? Which means human. This means mankind. Anthropinos is mankind, which comes from anthropos, which means human. These words are related. Point blank, period. These words are related. No way around it. But yeah, so back to this.
In the Greek, cosmos. The definition for cosmos. The first arrangement of order by the extension, assortment of decoration to come to denote the world.
Arrangement.
The universe. And that which is divinely arranged. It came to mean anyone not of the
it came to mean. When did it come to mean? Cite the source that you're reading from, where it says it came to mean. What is it coming to mean? Who made that come to mean this? At what period in history and time did it come to mean this?
Cosmos, primary order, arrangement, the world and universe. So it exactly means the world.
But does it mean mankind? Because that's what you said it meant, and that's what I disputed you in, according to that definition. I disputed that you define cosmos as meaning mankind. That's what I disputed him on. But he just said, he is like this nigga Battle Truth is the true straw man king. I mean, it's like if you go to this nigga house, he probably just got scarecrows all just in front of his house that he just stabs and punches and abuses. Because he literally just said, this man said that the word world in John 3:16 is not cosmos. No, I said it was cosmos, and cosmos does not mean mankind. And then I defined the 3 words that we just showed the people right now are the Greek words for mankind that appear in the New Testament. This nigga is the true straw man king.
For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. So he tried to slide that in. That's in the Greek concordance 2,889. And the word used for world is cosmos. Not Hebrew Israelite. That's the world. Everybody.
I'm talking about, if y'all can't tell, and I called the nigga out on this when he had the nerve to slide up in the live chat last night. If you cannot hear this man's mother talking when he talks, if you can't hear a finger waving, good old tithe paying, unholy ghost catching, big old hat and fan in the church wearing mother when this nigga talk, I don't know what you're hearing.
2,889, and the word used for world is cosmos, not Hebrew Israelite. That's the world.
That's his mother. Kendall Young, how about Shem Yahushua Barakatah Water for you continue support, my brother.
God so loved the world. He loved everybody. He gave his one and only son. He don't just love Israel. Then he said that I said salvation.
He don't just love Israel. Don't worry, we're not gonna spoil it. Y'all are gonna see in the cross-examination.
Not of the Jews. I didn't say that. I said
Yeah. Hassan, didn't he? We gotta. I'm not even gonna go back. He literally said to me that salvation is not of the Jews. He said it. He literally said it. Now he's saying he didn't say it. This nigga is crazy. It's the do-rag. It's too damn tight.
the Jews, that they're not the only one that can have it. So if you don't say my word, say it right. Then he said the law was not universal. Well, this is how you know he's a liar on that. If the law is not universal, then what is God judging people by? What?
Not the Mosaic law. How can he judge people by the Mosaic law that he did not give them? Hassan, did every nation have a Moses that led each and every nation out of a captivity and gave them laws and entered into covenant? Last time I checked, who do the covenants pertain to? The Israelites. That's Romans 9 and 4. According to the flesh, that's who the covenants pertain to. So if the covenants pertain to the Israelites and a part of the covenants, just give me Romans 9. What am I even doing? Talking. Let's just get Romans 9 and let's just read it. 3 to 4. Very simple. Pauline epistle, New Testament, very clear.
Romans
Read it.
9 verse 3. For I wish that myself were accursed from Christ.
Read on.
For my brethren.
Context, my brethren. Read on.
My kinsmen.
The people who are related to me, the people who are of near kinship to me. I can wish that myself was accursed from Christ on the behalf of the people who are related to me, Paul is saying. Read.
My kinsmen according to the flesh.
According to what?
To the flesh.
Just in case you were thinking there's some type of spiritual Israel. No, he said, my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, the people who are of direct blood relation to me. Read.
Who are Israelites.
And in case you still didn't understand, I'm going to clarify the national identity of these individuals who are Israelites. That's my brethren. That's my kinsmen according to the flesh. So the context of this are the Israelites according to the flesh. No way around it. Read on.
To whom pertaineth the adoption.
To whom pertaineth what?
The adoption.
The adoption. Read.
And the glory.
And the glory. Read.
And the covenant.
And the what?
And the covenant.
The covenants. And what?
And the covenant.
Uh-huh.
And the giving of the law.
And the what?
Giving of the law.
And the what?
And the giving of the law.
When did it say anybody else had the covenants and the giving of the law? It didn't say anybody. Paul has made this very clear that the covenants and the giving of the law appertain to the Israelites according to the flesh and flesh alone. So no, the law was not universal. So the other nations are not being judged according to the standards of the Levitical or Mosaic law. You could say that there are laws that are universal, but that's outside of the Mosaic law. We see those things being enacted, and we see various nations being held to those standards prior to the codification of the Mosaic law. But you are convoluting the two. That doesn't work, pal.
God judging people by if the law is not universal. Because remember what you said. Without no law, there is no sin. So what is he judging people by?
Salakia.
The law is not universal. So if the law is universal, then salvation is universal, ain't it?
No, because the law is not universal. Give me Psalms. Bread and butter stuff here. Psalms. This guy is out of his mind.
Psalm chapter 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Read on.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He gave his statutes and his judgment to Israel. He didn't deal with any. He didn't give that to any other nation. This is Hebrew Israelite 101. Sodra Nakahan. Powerful precept through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh. Shall I say Galatians 3:15? We forget about this one. Brethren, I speak after the manner of men, though it be a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannulleth or addeth thereto. You cannot add to that covenant. So you cannot add other people into a covenant that was made exclusively with the physical descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as Paul has already previously confirmed in his epistle to the church at Rome. This idiot does not know the Bible. This idiot does not know God. And if he doesn't take that do-rag off and repent, he'll never know. Read.
And as for his judgments, they have not known.
The other people have not known his judgments, so how is the law universal? You're using a presupposition and rhetoric to try to force the law into being universal, but notice, Battle Truth does not reference one Bible verse that even relatively insinuates the law is universal. Not one.
We go on the line right there too, y'all. Then, again, here's more common sense. He said he's trying to twist scripture. But we clearly see God loves the world, and the word for world is cosmos in the Greek, the original language, meaning everybody. The Jews.
When did everybody pop up as a definition for the word cosmos in the lexicon? When?
And he sent his son to die so that we could have eternal life. Hallelujah. Watch this though. Revelation 7. And after this I beheld and looked a great multitude which no man could number.
We dealt with this already. He's going back to it.
From all nations.
He got his ass busted on this already.
Stood before the throne and before the Lamb. This is salvation, y'all. All different nations and people. They try to make it say like, no, these just Jews scattered everywhere. Right. Anybody with common sense is not going to believe that. But that's what they try to do to make it fit what they want you to believe. But that John 3:16 didn't kill anything he said, because according to that, the Son was given to the world. Why? Because God loves the world. Why? Because God is love. Now, if we go even on, let's go to some more scriptures where we can see what it could be backed up. Acts chapter 15:9. Acts chapter 15:9. See how the Holy Spirit exposed people, y'all? Acts 15:9. What do you think I had it on deck?
Yeah, you're exposed.
I'm starting from verse 8. And God, which knoweth the heart, bears them witness, giving them the Holy Ghost, even as he did unto us, and put no difference between us and them, purifying the heart by faith. God made no difference between them and us. Why? Because he's not a God of partiality.
So,
Go ahead, on.
so what about, I mean, again, Hebrew Israelite bread and butter. What about Exodus 11:7, so that you may know that the Lord doth put a difference between Israel and the Egyptians? Was there a difference then?
Yeah, there's no difference between us and them. There's no difference between the Israelites of Jewry and those of the diaspora. Why? Because we're all the Israelites. We're all the children of the promise. And that was conceptually something that the Israelites who maintained in Jewry had gotten away from. That's the point of this whole thing you see going on in the New Testament. You see brothers who were entirely alienated from who they rightfully descend from being the chosen children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to being treated like nothing, to being treated like heathens. And that's wrong. And the Most High was calling us out of that and raising up men to lead us out of that. And that's what you're reading about in Acts. And that's preceptable. And that's the secular history corresponds with these things. All of y'all that have not done, please go watch our lesson called Alienationism. Alienationism. When we go into this whole thing through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, we go deep into more exhaustive Greek concordances to get the definitions of words. We go into a plethora of historical sources that document it. And of course, principally, we go into the Bible. And especially those books in the Bible that these retarded Christians love to throw out, which are the books that are called Apocrypha, especially in 1st and 2nd Maccabees, that historically document and chronicle the alienationism of droves of Israelites, the cultural assimilation of Hebrew Israelites into Greekish and Hellenistic fashion to where they're being called Greeks. You see all of this documented centuries before we see the New Testament begin to be written about, and the events of the New Testament are even occur. So that's how you set the tone for what we read in the so-called New Testament. We see what Yahushua and the apostles that came after him were actually talking about and who their audience was. Please check out that video, Alienationism. You can find it on SICARRI Citadel. That's SICARRI, Citadel. SICARRI Citadel.
God is not a God of partiality. See, here's the Hebrew Israelite thing. They think they're better than everybody else. They think they got this secret key path to get them in front of the line before anybody. And why Jesus said the first will be last and the last.
So when are the Hebrew Israelites first?
You're the devil, man.
When are we first? You're a Christian. You're first right now. You represent the biggest ideology in the world. You're a part of that. If anybody's first right now, Battle Truth, it's you. I thought broad was the way to destruction. It's 2 billion of you pieces of trash. Go ahead. What's that?
They got the same mentality as the modern day Pharisees and Sadducees.
Sadducees. It's Sadducees. Were all the Pharisees wicked? Because you know Paul's a Pharisee, right?
Well, that person that...
What about Gamaliel? What about Nicodemus?
I was just about to
Yeah, the person who is the catalyst to John 3:16, your favorite verse, is a Pharisee. While you're talking about him.
Still rejecting Jesus Christ. Still rejecting the word of God.
Did Nicodemus reject?
Suppressing the
Nicodemus
truth in all
defended
the
Christ.
verses. Romans chapter 1. Let's go to what it says. This salvation is not for everybody. Well, look at what it says in Romans chapter 1, speaking about salvation. Romans 1, I'm going from verse 16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, but it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believes, to the Greek first, to the Jews first, and also the Greeks.
Are you Greek?
Yeah. Where's Rome? Where's Rome? Where's Rome, Battle True? Do you know? It's in Italy. Why are you sent to the Jew to the Greek when he's talking to Italians, to Romans? Huh? Can you explain that?
Stupidity.
Which was the universal language in them days for all people.
Greek was the lingua franca at the time of Paul. No, Aramaic. You're an idiot, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. The stupidity of this nigga is highly frustrating. Who told this nigga Greek was the lingua franca of the time? Who told him that? Were the Greeks ruling at that time? No, the Romans were. What language do Romans speak? Is it Greek? or is it Latin?
Why did the
And now, mind you, neither was the lingua franca of their time. Go ahead.
Why did he ask him if Greek was the lingua franca at the time? Why did the guard ask Paul if canst thou speak Greek?
Exactly. Why was it such a surprise that Paul spoke Greek if Greek was the common language of the time?
We don't even have we didn't even need prep to we didn't even watch this video over again.
Yeah, and take notes.
This is off the fly. We can cut this nigga up, man.
This guy's an idiot.
Jews first and the Greeks. So it's clearly separating the Jews from Greeks to show you, no, it means Jewish Greeks. No.
But wait a minute. He said the first shall be last, the last shall be first. It's talking about the Israelites being first, they're going to be last. But then he goes into a verse that says the Israelites, the salvation goes to them first. You're like we say, and we don't say this term to belittle you. It's just the truth, battle truth. You are an idiot.
A different nation. It was only given to the Jews first because they were the preservers of the word of God.
Well, they're first.
Before the gospel could go to anybody else, it had to first be given to the Jews first.
Why? Why? Why?
Rejected the gospel, then we were blessed by it. Watch this.
When did the Jews reject the gospel? How many Jews believed? This guy is retarded again. That Christian rhetoric will kill you. I love when I hear Christian rhetoric and the nigga want to engage me and he come at me with Christian rhetoric. I love to just go into the Bible and show you that what you've been told is a lie. Go ahead.
Mark 8:31, and he began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things, and be rejected of the elders, and of the chief priests, and the scribes, and be killed, and after 3 days arise again. Notice too, the Pharisees wasn't there.
The elders, the chief priests, and the scribes. Two key components were not there. Pharisees and the high priest. Neither was there.
And all the Jews.
And yet, what about all the Jews? There were particular segments and particular individuals that rejected Hamashiach, but everybody didn't.
Well, the 12...
Well, did the 12 believe? Are they Jews? So how was he rejected by all the Jews?
Talking to Apostle Paul. Let's see what he has to say.
Did the Apostle Paul believe in Christ? Is he a Jew? Is he a Pharisee?
Jesus said, "Arise," and I'm in Acts chapter 26, verse 16. "Arise and stand upon your feet, for I have prepared you for this purpose, to make you a minister and a witness both to these things which you have seen and of those things which I will appear unto you, delivering you from the people, from the Gentiles, unto whom I send you, to open their eyes and to turn them from darkness to light, and from the power of Satan unto God." Talking about the Gentiles. "That they may receive forgiveness of sins in the inheritance among them which are sanctified by faith that is in me." So the Gentiles will be sanctified, turn from Satan to believe in Jesus Christ, obtaining salvation themselves. So when you see it in Scripture, this goes against.
Where did it say that? In the verse he just read, where did it say that?
He's saying that. Romans 8:17. Let's see what that says. Romans 8, verse 17. "And if the children are heirs, then they're heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ. So it be that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified together with him." So everybody in Jesus Christ who accepts him is made equal.
That is so crazy.
Okay, so I just believe in Jesus and I'm equal with Jesus? Go ahead,
I'm going to read Romans 8:17 again. "And if children," I'm going to start verse 16. "The Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together." How do you take that and say everybody can be saved? I don't understand that. How did you take that, what that said just there, and say that other nations can be saved? That is the craziest stuff I've ever heard in my entire life. Yeah, there's verses you could go to that would give you a way better argument than this right now. This is pathetic.
He doesn't even know where to go. That's how stupid he is. It's incredible.
Also, when you look at Matthew chapter 28, verse 18.
The Great Commission.
Verse 18. Look what he says in Matthew 28, verse 18. See, all the Christians are just going to show you how to use this law. Matthew 8, verse 18 says this. And Jesus came and spoke to them, saying, all power was given unto me in heaven and in earth. Go you therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
I already busted that in the previous round. Acts 2 and 5. Jews, devout men out of every nation.
Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I commanded you.
Oh! Teach them to do all things that I commanded you. Interesting. Matthew 5 and 18 and 19. All things. Bust himself again. Most High is against you, man. Go ahead.
Matthew 5:18. It says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass.
Shall heaven and earth pass, read.
One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
Read on.
Until all be fulfilled.
You got to keep the law. He said, teach them whatever I bid you. This is what he bid you. This is part of what he bid you, to keep the law. But you're against that. So you're bringing out a verse that destroys a whole other round that you already gave. Add that in addition to the other things that you brought out in that round that cut yourself. Again, I could have said nothing this whole debate through the Spirit of the Most High, and the nigga would have still lost because he cut himself that many times.
When you understand God, why would God love everybody only to then be partial towards somebody?
He doesn't love everybody. That's a false presupposition.
And think about this. They self-condemn themselves. If Israel is the only one that's going to have salvation, who else is in the kingdom with them?
You're an idiot. I don't.
That's a false question. That question, like many of his questions and statements, is what I like to call predicated upon a false pretense. You don't even understand what the kingdom is to understand who is going to be there.
Yeah.
You don't get it, man.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Revelation 9 says a third part of man is going to die. So 2/3 of men aren't going to die. So there's 2/3 of all people that are going to be remaining on the planet Earth.
Yeah, it's talking about the 2 billion Christians. Idiots.
Right. We don't believe that that only Israelites are going to survive. That only Israelites, that everybody else except the Israelites are going to just die, and the whole earth is going to be filled with Israelites. We don't teach that. I mean, bro,
Flame and Fire Israel, you're exactly right. He says salvation is for everybody, defeats the purpose of salvation. It defeats it. But these people have an entirely distorted concept of what salvation is. Salvation is biblically defined as the deliverance out of peril or trouble. He said he sent Yahushua to save his people from their enemies. That's Luke 1. These people believe salvation is some mystical thing, saving your soul from the eternal damnation of hell. You don't see there's not a precept on that. There's not a Bible verse that elaborates on what they understand salvation as. The same way the gospel, they have no definition for gospel. The salvation that the Bible is talking about, the gospel, the good news, the glad tidings that this Bible is talking about, it clearly defines it in black and white in the very book that talks about it. You don't have to go to a concordance. You don't have to go to a lexicon to understand what the gospel is or understand what salvation is from a biblical perspective. The Bible does you the favor through the Spirit of the Most High of defining it itself, and it's clear and it is exclusive to Israel in both definitions. Go ahead, Art.
I I mean, just this whole notion that everybody can be saved. Like that's basically saying, you know, because you got this religion from your daddy, the so-called white man. This whole notion that everybody can be saved. Meanwhile, he's whipping your ass with a damn with a chain and shackles across you. You see what I'm saying? But this scripture says that the Lord will break in pieces the oppressor. But you're teaching that the oppressor and the oppressed can be saved. That's heresy, man. But I don't. We can literally on every word this guy says, we could cut him.
Just go into a cut through the spirit.
You see what I'm saying? So
you're right.
We see every nation, tribe, and tongue is also added in those numbers among the Israelites. So it's not just them that have salvation, it's everybody else. And these is not scattering of other people.
All right, Guerrilla Hebrew, ask your question, brother.
All right, brother. Here's my question, brother. Who was under the Old Testament or the Old Covenant?
Who what?
Who was under the Old Testament or the Old Covenant?
Who was under the Old Testament of the who?
I said, who was under the Old Testament or the Old Covenant? Either like, people, some say Testament, some say Covenant. Who was under that? The old one.
The Israelites.
Okay, can you read Hebrews 9 and 15 for me?
People what?
The 9th chapter and the 15th verse.
Hebrews 9 and 15 verse.
Yes, sir.
And for this cause he is the mediator of the New Testament, and by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, by which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance.
So it's saying there that he is bringing eternal inheritance to those who were under the first testament and transgressed it. Whereas anyone outside of Israel a part of that? Because, like you said, only Israel was under that testament.
Okay, what about it?
I'm down, man.
Let's.
So it's saying there that he is bringing eternal inheritance to those who were under the first testament.
Who he just admitted were exclusively the Israelites under the first testament. Yahushua is bringing an eternal inheritance to those who were under the first testament, according to him. According to me too.
Whereas anyone outside of Israel a part of that?
My question is, how are we putting non-Israelites in there?
Like you said, only Israel was under that testament.
Let's see what he says. First is this pause.
Okay, what about it?
Okay, what about it? What about it? Nigga, I just asked you what about it. You're telling me everyone can be saved. Then you tell me that only Israel was under the first covenant. Then I read a verse that says Christ is only coming, or Yahushua, which is real name, is coming to save only those who were under the first covenant. Your ideology has been destroyed in one verse.
Okay, so it's saying here that he got his death was for the redemption of the transgressions of the first testament. It doesn't say it was for anyone else like this. So that's why I'm asking you. That's contrary to what you understand.
That's not contrary to what I understand.
What?
Basic, first of all, you also got to line up who was the covenant given to.
I mean, you just told me it was the Israelites.
You're cutting yourself.
You just answered that. You just answered that, and you said it was the Israelites, and I agree.
Right, but here's the thing: who's the seed of Abraham?
What does?
Notice he's repackaged. Here he goes again on a repackaging spree, on a straw man spree. That's not the question that I asked you. I asked you who was under the first testament. You're done. You want to be an asshole and ask me an asshole question? I'm going to give you an asshole answer. Isaac is the child of Abraham.
The seed of Abraham.
Who's the seed of Abraham? Isaac.
Isaac.
Who?
Isaac. Abraham's son is Isaac.
No, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Isaac.
According to the Bible,
Israelites.
The Bible says Jesus Christ is the seed of Abraham. Is you serious, brother?
Okay, so does the Bible say that Isaac is the seed of Abraham? And does the Bible say that the Israelites are the seed of Abraham? Is Jesus an Israelite? So wouldn't that... The stupidity, the level of retardation, man, is unprecedented.
Is Jesus Christ an...
Ron Maya Bun Yahweh Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Brakatah Wath, the water soldier.
Yes, he is.
Okay, so then it's the same thing. Let's not mince words here.
No, it's not
I need
the
you-
same thing.
I need
If Jesus is an Israelite and he's the seed of Abraham, how is that not the same thing?
you to explain, brother. Okay, I need you to explain how Hebrews 9:15 says Christ died for the Trinity.
And I'm happy, and I give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah that I didn't let him run away from that like he tried to. Let's reset. Let's what's the word I'm looking for? It was reset, but not revisit, not repackage, but not repackaging. But basically, let's reintroduce this. Let's make sure he's not getting away from this. Let's go right back to where we, like the typewriter, when you type on a typewriter, and kind of start getting off track, and then you got to move it over so you can do the next line. No, we're coming right back here, and we're talking about Hebrews 9:15 that you still have not answered and made sense out of it according to what you believe about the Bible. That's what I need you to do. That's what you're running from on purpose, because the fact is you don't have an answer. Because your belief system is inadequate and it's of the devil.
Under the old covenant, and the people that were under that, but you're saying he died for people who weren't under that.
I'm saying he died for everybody. That's what the Bible said in John chapter 3.
Okay, so is John 3 trumping Hebrews 9?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. No, but battle truth. Okay, so you're saying that by John 3. So does Hebrews 9:15 contradict John 3?
It don't contradict John 3. The Bible don't never contradict John 3.
Okay. So explain to me Hebrews 9:15, please.
Well, Hebrews 9:15 is telling you that Jesus did away with the old and issued in a new. Because when you continue to go read it in verse 17,
I didn't ask you about verse 17. I asked you about verse 15.
it says, "For testament is a force after men are dead."
Has nothing to do with what I asked you about. This stuff is crazy, man. It's crazy that the grown black men act like this. It is appalling. It is disgraceful.
Otherwise, it is of no strength at all.
Context changes at verse 16, buddy.
Idiot. He's an idiot.
Whereupon neither the first testament was dedicated without blood. For when Moses had spoken every precept of all the people according to the law,
What does this have to do with what I asked you?
Just wasting time. That's all he's doing.
All you're doing, running like the hoe your mama raised, man.
took the blood of the calf and of the goat. So what it's telling you is that the law of Moses, when Jesus died, he ushered into a new testament. The law of Moses, he died under. But in his death, a new will was given. This is what Hebrews chapter 9 is talking about. That's what instituted the New Testament. Goes back to what I asked you in the beginning. The covenant was given to Abraham. Jesus Christ was the fulfillment of Abraham's seed. Jesus is the seed of Abraham, and that's why when you read in the Bible, it tells us if we are Christ, we are the seed of Abraham. So salvation is through Jesus Christ, the faithful, to everybody who believes, accomplishing that covenant that God gave Abraham about Jesus Christ. And this is why we have salvation, because Jesus is the seed of Abraham.
Okay. So now let's read this again. Hebrews 9:15.
Again, let's go right back to this. You're not going to escape this battle, truth.
And for this cause, he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament. Why did Christ die? For the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, which according to the admission of battle truth was exclusively the Israelites, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. So who is going to receive the promise of eternal inheritance? They that are called. Who's called? Isaiah 48 and 12. Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my called. O Jacob and Israel, my called. Again, it says the promise. It says they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. That's why Christ came. Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my called.
He's getting dismantled through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because he has ran from repackaged, created straw mans, and just ran it and tried to sing this death blow that Hebrews 9 and 15 is to his ideology away. We're now going back to it. We're re-emphasizing it. We are dissecting it and showing how when we put it in particular parts, how much deeper the cut is. Then we're precepting what we are dissecting out of it. It says, whom they called. Oh, called. Well, who's the called? This Israel is the called. And you see what I'm saying? This dude is outmatched and outclassed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That plantation Christianity is not going to cut it anymore, man. Don't you get it?
Who's called? Israel. Who's receiving eternal inheritance? Them that are called, which are Israel. Who was under the first testament that Christ died through to redeem? Israel, according to your own admission. It's your question, brother.
Okay, when God told Abraham,
Look, he just had to let that go.
in him, all nations shall be blessed. Who was he speaking about?
Okay, let's go to that real quick. Genesis. He says it two different times, right? So we got Genesis 17 and Genesis 14. He says it, right? So let's just get one of those accounts. It really don't matter which one. And let's just read it because it's pretty self-explanatory once we read the whole thing contextually. What is it? Genesis 14 and about 12. Is it 12?
You right here?
I'm just looking for it real quick. Is it 14 on my button? It might be 12. Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to find the actual promise here in Genesis real quick.
Genesis 17. Read Genesis 17.
17. Okay, where do I start at? What verse?
Flame and fire, Israel, exactly. He presents a scripture. We're going to give a breakdown on it. We present one. He avoids it, runs away from it, tries to deter attention and cause a distraction. Just of Satan, man.
Just go ahead and read the whole thing. So that
Nah, ain't no read the whole thing.
Exactly.
You don't read the whole thing.
Yeah, Sonetta, exactly. That was a cop out. He don't even know where it's at. He don't even know what he's talking about. Silly ass dude.
I need the point, though. I just need the point, brother.
Just the point. Let's just get to the point. Let's just get to the point.
Just read from 7 to 9.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. This ain't the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for the earlier one, right? Because you gave it to him earlier. I just need to see it. Hold on, so I'm gonna just look it up.
That's your dog, Guerrilla Hebrew?
No, that ain't mine. I don't got no book.
Oh, that's Battle Truth.
Yes, sir. Okay, here we go. All right, so yeah, this is what I need. Genesis 12 and 1. So this is the first time he mentions the promise to Abraham, the initial time. All right, so Genesis 12 is starting at 1 and it reads, Now Yahweh said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will shew thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and I will make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curse thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
That's
So
the
what
key.
I get from this is, if you bless the lineage, the chosen lineage of Abraham, you'll be blessed. If you curse the chosen lineage of Abraham, you'll be cursed. And the blessings of each nation is predicated upon how they treat the lineage of Abraham. Right? So I would say that according to 1 Maccabees 2 and 10, all nations have done something wrong to Israel. So because of that, all nations are deserving of a curse. and I'll further prove it. Zechariah
Hey,
8.
hey, Guerrilla, can you read that one more time for me, sir?
I got you. Hold on. So yeah, all right. So
We got to run this back because it's shedding light on what he just tried to mix it up into.
this is 12, and I started
Through the
reading,
Spirit.
and it said, now Yahweh said unto Abraham, or unto Abram, he's still Abram at this time, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will shew thee, and I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curse thee. That's the part of them that skips over. Bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curse thee.
Now, who is he talking to, though? Who are they
He's
talking
talking
to?
to Abraham. He's
But
talking
what
to
people
Abraham.
are, when he said, and I will bless them that bless me, who is he talking about?
Basically, he's saying how anyone who blesses your family, the people that come out of you, will be blessed, and anyone that curses them is going to be cursed. So ultimately, Israel, depending on the
All right, so he's only talking to Israel.
They'll be cursed.
He only talking
Exactly,
about to the
right.
people of Israel, like if they bless me. Then.
Exactly. So I would say that everyone has cursed Israel, so everyone is going to be cursed, and they basically messed their blessing up. And to further prove that, is Zechariah 8:13, and it reads, and it shall come to pass that as ye were accursed among the heathen, see, among all the nations, Israel has been accursed. O house of Judah and house of Israel. So
No, it
will I
said
say-
amongst the heathens. It said among the heathens. That don't mean all of other nations.
You
No.
know, among the heathen, God
Right.
means nations, so that means all the nations. Among
That's
all
what
the
that
nations,
means when it say
Israel is
among the
accursed.
heathens. He's talking about all the other nations.
All a heathen is any nation that's not Israel, according to my description, right? So it says, among the heathen, or house of Judah and house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be blessed. Ye shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. So it's saying Israel's been cursed by everybody, so everyone's gonna get cursed, and Israel's gonna be blessed.
But
by
you know
God.
what, Israel?
So that's-
You know
that's
what?
my
You know what, Guerrilla? When you say that,
Go ahead.
and when you go back to John 3 contradicts that then. Because he's saying something totally different.
Well, but that's why I gotta go to Isaiah 45:17 to show that Israel is the world. I have other scriptures on that as well to show that what the world is Israel. It's not talking about all nations.
Hold on one second, because he just actually explained that scripture wrong. First of all, when the Bible says, in you shall all the nations be blessed, it's talking about Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. Well, let's say it is. It says they'll be blessed if they bless you. They have not blessed us, so they're not going to be blessed in Christ. It's called a trick bag.
Definitely.
Okay, but
Because Jesus
what about
Christ
the first part?
is the
though?
Messiah, the seed of Abraham.
They always do it. You see that? No. You're going into a damn Christian rant. That's all he's going into. A Christian rant filibuster that's half gay. Here's the thing. It's very simple. The Christian will always mention, in these shall all people be blessed, and totally negate the fact that from the onset, the first thing that said is, in thee shall all people be cursed. Talk about the curse. Don't just talk about the blessing. Don't just talk about the good. What about the bad? What about the balance of it?
But I don't disagree with you on that blessed part. I'm just saying, what about the first part? What about the, why are you just glossing over that?
That speaks for itself. The first part speaks for itself.
Now that speaks for itself. Why don't the second part speak for itself? I don't see the first part speaking for itself, so I'm going to need you to elaborate, because what I am getting out of it and what you are getting out of it are two different things. But the reason why, be honest, you do-rag wearing bastard, the reason why, ain't nothing wrong with do-rags, y'all, but this nigga is a clown. See that? If I have braids, I wear them, right? The reason why you're saying it speaks for itself is because you don't know what it's saying. Just admit it, man. You proud demon.
But this is, we talking about salvation.
How does it speak for itself? How does it speak for itself, brother?
Okay, because when he say, I will bless those who bless you, I will curse those who curse you, we know he's talking about that. But here's the thing.
He said, we know it's talking about that. He still has not answered the question. Running in them New Balance cross trainers.
We debating salvation is only of the Jews. That's what we debating. I gave you that. I gave you that on purpose because I wanted you to tell who is the seed of Abraham. Because it's in that you understand salvation is not just for the Jews. Galatians chapter 3 says this: For you therefore that which are faith, the same are the children of Abraham. And the scriptures foreseen, the same scripture you just read, prophecy foreseen, that God will justify the heathen through faith. That word heathen do not mean Hebrew Israelite. That means outsiders outside of the Hebrew Israelite. Why should it say?
That word there is ethnos, which means nation singular. You idiot. Another blender. Remember, plural nation is ethni, not ethnos in the Greek. So a lot of times when these dudes try to make that word there for heathens, it really means just the nation.
God foreseen.
What verse you at?
He would justify the heathen through faith. Preach
What verse you
before
at?
the gospel unto Abraham, saying, in you shall all nations be blessed. So then they which be of faith are blessed with faithful Abraham, for as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse. But it is written, cursed is everyone that continues not in the things which are written in the book of the law to do them. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of God is evident, for the just shall live by faith. The law is not of faith, but the man that do them shall live in them. Christ hath redeemed us from the curse. We
Still hasn't answered the question.
obtain salvation through Jesus Christ, the seed of Abraham. In him was
Just a rant that's been programmed into him.
all about Abraham's bloodline of Jesus Christ coming out being the Messiah to redeem the world of their sins, to give salvation to everybody that believes in his name. John chapter
Okay,
3,
okay,
verse
okay,
16,
okay, so,
he gave
okay, so,
Abraham
okay,
that
so,
word
all right, brother, all right, all right. Hold on, brother, hold on. Okay, so for the record, the word for heathen that's there, that's translated as heathen, is not a word that corresponds to heathen. It's actually the word ethnos, which means nation singularly, not plural, not a plurality, not a multitude of people, but singularly. Yeah, no, hold on, brother. It means nation. It means he died for the nation. Who is the nation singular? Who is that?
That ain't what it
Singular.
is.
But hold on, brother. Do you? How astute are you in the Greek language?
I got the Greek right here. I
Brother,
just want you
hold on,
It's
brother.
not Greek.
How do you?
Greek.
Okay. So you know the Greek, right? Okay. So how do you say a word?
No, I got the
How do you
word
know?
right here. It ain't
Brother,
Greek.
hold on, brother. How do you put a word in plural in the Greek? How do you do that? What does it look like?
When I said the heathen don't mean Israel.
That's not. Hold on. That's not what I asked you. How does it?
Again, Strawman King. Now we're going to go into linguistics, which you don't know, you idiot. Is why I'm asking you, while you're sitting here and boasting and acting like you know what I'm talking about. You don't know, nigga. Just be real. You haven't studied. You're a damn Christian.
What is a word in? What letter does a word in a group that we know is plural?
What letter that what?
Okay, just like in English, right? If we know something's plural, it usually ends in S, or like ES, right?
Right.
Right, boom. So how do we know that in Greek? How do they make a word plural in Greek? Do you know?
No, I don't know that. But I know
Okay.
it ain't
Okay, hold on, brother. Hold on, but that's in English, brother. I'm talking about the language it's written in. Because in order to put a word into plural in Greek, it has to end in the letter I, right? So nations in Greek would be ethni, not ethnos. Ethnos is singular. Ethni would be plural. So it's not talking about the heathens or the nations because it's singular. It's ethnos, not ethni. So it's talking about the nation. So that's why I am asserting it's talking about the Israelites, because the only time you deal with nation being used as singular and not the plurality of people being grouped together, we know it's talking about Israel, brother. Every time.
No, that's not talking about Israel actually, bro.
Okay. Well, I just dismantled you with the Greek language which the verse is written in, what do you have to rebuttal that?
Okay. So explain to me who the nation singular is right there. Who is that?
And what verse?
Oh, Hassan, do you hear this? At this point, the nigga is on the run.
It's irrelevant. I would draw whatever the next question. Who's touching?
That word heathen definitely don't mean Israel.
All right, okay.
But and it doesn't mean heathens either.
All right, time. It's your chance. Battle Truth, ask a question.
Okay.
You can- you can-
Sorry, that was just his question. That was
Oh, okay. Well, Guerrilla, you can ask a question that you said you probably didn't get the chance to ask. You can do it now. Ask your question.
I'll just answer one more on this, brother. Battle Truth, can you show me outside
This is my favorite question of the whole debate.
3:16?
Outside of John 3:16.
Verse in the Bible that says God loves anyone outside of Israel. Explicitly loves.
See,
I just want one other verse. Just one. One other corresponding, corroborating verse where God expresses his love for any people outside of Israel. If he has this profound love, it said, for God so loved the world. That would mean it was profound love. If his love for the world is so profound, why do we not see it evidently being professed throughout Scripture, or at least just one other time in the Bible? Because that's not who he loves. He loves Israel.
why would you exclude a scripture out to say that?
I'm not, brother. I'm not excluding it. Hold on. Battle truth, brother. I'm not excluding it, right? But the Bible says, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall all matters be established. So if God, in fact, loves everyone, it shouldn't be hard to go in the Bible and find him declaring his love for everyone outside of Israel and all of mankind, brother. So if you could just give me one more witness that says God loves anyone outside of Israel, outside of John 3:16, I'd appreciate it, King.
Okay, well, this is what you just did, brother. What you did was got caught up on a scripture you can't get around and say, show me another one apart from that, because I need more than one. But one wasn't enough. Now, I'm going to just keep it real. I can't go right off the top because I ain't never been asked a question like that, so I don't really know. But I guarantee you I might could find it, but we ain't got
I might could find it. Wow.
time for that. But why would I have to go outside of what was already proven? Your question actually makes you look bad. You say, show me another one apart from that can show him love. But if he already summed it up in that one, saying he loves the world, why do you need to show you another one?
But brother, does the Bible say in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses make all things be established? Does it say that?
Israel. All right, hold on, y'all.
All right, brother.
Damn, I'm calling you Israel. Guerrilla Hebrew, can you go to
Yes, sir.
1 Peter 3? 1 Peter 3, 8 and 9. Or you could go to Proverbs 8:17. I'll give it to you myself.
Okay.
I'll show
So,
it to
1 Peter 3, 8 to 9. And it says, finally, be all of one mind, having compassion one another, love his brethren, be pitiful, be courteous, not rendering evil for evil or railing, but contrariwise blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
Go to Proverbs 8 and 17.
That ain't work. We already determined. We already proved who the call was earlier.
Okay.
Nice try. Nice try, whoever is feeding these verses to him.
And 17, right? And it says, I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me.
Now, when it says I love them that love me, he talking about every goddamn body. He ain't talking about just no Israelite.
Well, here's the problem. That's not God. That's Proverbs 8. Who? Real quick, chat. Not you, Hassad. Chat. Who knows what Proverbs 8 is dealing with, and who's speaking in Proverbs 8? Is it God? There we go.
answers, yeah.
The Suvius Nakawam is correct. The Suvius is correct. Not Solomon, wisdom. Wisdom is speaking. Proverbs 8:1. Doth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice. So when it says, I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall I find, or shall find me, is wisdom. Wisdom loves those that love wisdom. It's not the Most High. Very bad eisegesis. But I'm still going to cut it according to that understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Go ahead.
This is what the remainder is just it's Sonetta asking y'all questions, right?
Yeah, we're going to cut this in a minute.
He talking about, look, hold on. Can an African love God? He said, I love them that love me. But can an African love God, brother? Can the Chinese love God? Go ahead.
We just dealt with the term African, so you have to deal with biblical terminology here, not African, because it's Israelites in Africa. So you need to Hamite love God. All right, so don't worry about it. Hold on. I'm gonna show you how it is to love God and what it truly means to love God. So after we understand that, then we can understand that nobody loves God except for Israelites. So this is Deuteronomy 5:10. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments, right? So you don't love God unless you keep his commandments, period. Right? So now let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 3rd chapter. 2nd Ezra, the 3rd chapter, in the 36th verse, and it reads, Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathens. So that tells you right there that only Israelites keep the law. The only way to love God is to keep the law. So nobody loves God outside of Israel. Nobody ever will love God outside of Israel.
That's the dagger. And guess what? That's not even what Proverbs 8:17 is talking about. That's the coldest part about this whole thing, man. But that's pretty much it on that. Like you said, the rest is dealing with Sonetta, man. So we're going to wrap up. Appreciate y'all. Hope y'all were edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. With that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory again to the Most High God Yahweh. In the name of his only begotten Son, Yahushua, and say Shalom.
Shalom.